Hey man, today I want to review this super strong Husky Hutch as well as workbench and 2 side cabinets. Let's go. If you'd like to check this out for yourself, you can use the links in the description below, take you to homedepot.com. I've wanted one of these toolbox setups for years. I actually didn't know they made a hutch like this, and when I saw this, I was like, that is perfect for my shop. Let me show you everything about this Husky setup and just show you why I chose it. Maybe by the end of the video, you'll understand. There are a couple of drawbacks to it, which I'll touch on in the video as well. Now, you may not want an entire setup like this. However, I know a lot of you are asking about the mobile workbench on the bottom. Basically, everything you see on this is similar to those at that price point, those heavy duty mobile workbenches. If you purchase this from homedepot.com like I did, it's gonna ship freight, or at least mine ship freight, but it come in 3 separate shipments. One side cabinet come by itself, and then the mobile workbench showed up when I didn't know it was coming, and then the drawer riser, the hutch, and another side cabinet come in a separate shipment. All that I detailed in the Home Depot Shopping Secrets video a week or so back. Setup was fairly easily. All you have to do is bolt some cashers on the outside cabinets. For the 2-drawer riser and this workbench top, you just unbolt this top and then you drill a couple of extra holes. Read the directions because I messed up and drilled the holes on the wrong side, so I got some holes to fill. From there, you gotta put the hutch on and bolt it in place, and it's fairly simple to do, but you're gonna need some help because this thing is kind of bulky and awkward. What initially drew me to this setup was the hutch. I wanted this workspace for my laptop to go in that runs the CNC. I can pull this down and hopefully keep some of the dust off, and I'll talk about some of the dust later and why that is. I'll go over everything I like about this, and then I'll talk about what I don't. First, these side cabinets are just awesome. There's so much storage. I have scrap lumber down there that I can stick 26 or 27 inch wide pieces down there on the bottom shelf. That should give me plenty of space to kind of keep some scrap lumber and not let it get out of hand. Anything longer than that, I can store on my wood rack up top. All this shelving is adjustable, plenty of strength to hold anything you want. The second thing that drew me to this setup was these side cabinets because I needed a place to store my paints and stains, mineral oil, finishes, things like that. Do they recommend you do this in this cabinet? Probably not. But that's what I'm using it for because it works for me. This cabinet has a deceptive amount of room in it. You don't realize how much space is in there, especially online. That's one of the things I kept kind of going back and forth on was, will all my paints and stains fit in there? And they fit in there plus some, which is a good thing. And they have a magnetic closure, so it's not just gonna pop open on you. Also on the inside of these cabinets, there is a place for a dowel rod or a clothes hanging rod. It's about an inch and a quarter rod you can put in there. Now you can hang your apron, shirts, jackets, anything like that. Also, these side cabinets have a hinge, basically a piano hinge that runs the entire length of the door. And they're reversible. Undo 11 screws with Phillips head screwdriver and just flip the door over and then reattach it to the other side, and it works perfect. Now, as far as the hutch goes, this thing is why I bought this whole setup. I like that this workbench is at this height. I am 5'11", standing desk type height. Perfect for working with the CNC. It also has a pegboard, and this is metal. So you can put magnets. I got the keys to the thing magnetically stuck to it, as well as my old handcuffs from when I was a trooper. It also comes with this shelf inside that also includes this work light that plugs in to the included power strip, which is another positive of this setup. It includes power strips here as well as on either end of each cabinet. I plug this power strip into the wall, and then you plug in that power strip from the side cabinet into the spot marked adapter. I'm able to plug my CNC in there. I don't have to run an extension cord or anything like that. And I can stand here and operate the software for the CNC. So everything's really compact and in this same area now. And this has helped me get better organized and just work more efficiently. Also on the electrical, each piece of this cabinet has rubber grommets on the back, so you're not gonna worry about cutting cords or anything like that on sharp metal. It goes on both the front and the back. This shelf that the light is mounted on is adjustable, so you can move it up and down wherever you want it. The pegboard wraps around about 5 holes or so, so if you wanted to put some on the side, you could as well. This lid is gas strut supported, which means when you open it, it basically self-opens and it gives it a little support, so it's not gonna fall down on you. This is a 61-inch workbench, so if you look on homedepot.com, you can actually buy the base workbench by itself. Your actual work surface, once you have the hutch in, 57.5, give or take a little over 21. It's about 21.25. See where I bumped my head? Talk about that in a minute. On the work surface itself, this is a solid wood worktop. It's a little over 1 inch thick. It is finger jointed together, perfectly flat and smooth. It's just really nice. Just don't drill holes where you're not supposed to, and you'll be all right. The back of this has standard pegboard holes, so if you have pegboard pins and things like that, that'll work just fine, or you can magnetically stick things to it. The work light is also adjustable. You can pivot it forward, pivot, or back if you needed to. A little screws on the end, tighten it up if you want it to stay in a certain position. Another thing that drew me to this whole setup was the drawers. With this 2-drawer riser, you're gonna have a really good sized drawer on each side. And then the workbench itself has this ginormous drawer that goes the length and the depth of the workbench. Tons of awesome storage here. Then you have a bank of drawers on the left, right, and in the center. And the bottom ones are the 9-inch drawers where you can store bigger stuff like tools. In here I have a belt sander, a vac, and a light. On the other side I have an 18-gauge brad nailer stuck in there, a jigsaw. These drawers are extremely nice. They have a nice little tension to them as they close so they don't pop open easily, but you can feel it catch a little bit when you pull it out. Once it breaks free of that, and then it's smooth as butter. They're ball bearing drawer slides, 120-pound slides each. This is all 19-gauge steel, so it's a really nice heavy-duty steel that will last me most likely a lifetime. And one of the best parts is they're soft close. Now the top 3 on the left and the right, as well as the very top one here in the center, are all the same depth, which is about 1.5 inches. Every drawer has a liner included. You don't have to buy those extra. You don't have to try to cut them to fit. They all fit perfectly, and there's a pretty good thickness to it, about a 1/16 or so inch thick. In the center here, you'll get 2 drawers that are about 3.5 inches deep, which is about the same as this big drawer. And then of course on the bottom, you have the big 9-inch drawers. One thing to note on all the bottom drawers, there's 220-pound drawer slides, and they rate these drawers for 200 pounds each. This one also has 2 drawer slides. So I don't particularly have 100 pounds of tools to stick in these boxes to see how they will react, or 200 pounds or whatever, but I do have cast iron weight plates. This is a 46.9, almost 47-pound plate. This should hold it fine because this is a 120-pound drawer. I think it rolls smoother with the weight in there. Let's put 2 in the big drawer. You can feel the weight in the drawer when you pull it, but still rolls smoothly. It doesn't feel like it's under pressure, under strain, which I was kind of concerned about being this style of box, but it's good. It's good, y'all. Also worth noting, every drawer is full extension drawer slides, so you get access all the way to the back of the drawer, so everything is easily accessible, even the giant drawer. Still don't know what I'm gonna put in there. As far as the exterior, the way everything feels and looks, this is a matte finish. It's powder coat feeling, if you know what a powder coat feels like. The trim is a glossier aluminum, which I do like the contrast. However, this matte finish will catch sawdust. As you can see, it kind of sticks to it. So if that bothers you, this may not be the box for you. Now you may notice I got stuff stacked on top of this thing. Now I'm not advocating that. You do as you please. Couldn't find anything on either of these specs that says you couldn't. As you can see on the left, I have a miter saw sitting up there that weighs 50, 60 pounds probably. And over here on the right, I have the Laguna air cleaner sitting on top of it. Nothing seems to be moving or giving or bending or anything like that. It's holding it just fine. But you will notice I don't have anything heavy sitting in the middle of the hutch. Even though the hutch has a support running across the center, a metal support, and this front edge is a C-channel type edge, I still don't want to put a whole lot of weight up there and cause any bending. With that being said, I weigh 200 pounds and can pull down my full weight on it, and it doesn't even seem to move. It's very strong. Also inside these cabinets, there is a support running through the center of the cabinet, so it gives it that much more support for the top. On the bottom of this workbench, it comes with those 4 casters, and they are 6 inches tall, 2 inches thick. And then it also has matching casters on each of these side cabinets. That lets you move this thing around. It weighs a lot, especially when you put tools and things like that in it. It's gonna be really heavy, so it's good that it has those nice robust wheels on it. It's all metal, and it's all welded. It's not bolted together, so everything's really solid. This, in my opinion, is one of the better options for us in the garage. And I looked high and low at different boxes all over the internet and in person. Now, what I don't like about the box, first and foremost, is the lid. It sticks out about 3 or 4 inches, 4.5, and I'm at 5'11", so you can see where it lands. And while that doesn't seem like a big deal because you're standing back here, inevitably you're going to bend forward and hit your head, because even a while ago when I was making the video, you saw me do that. And if you're walking by and you just happen to lose your balance or get too close, you got to be careful there because that thing's going to get you. One of the reasons I wanted this whole setup was because of this hutch to help keep some of the sawdust out. Now, once I have the hutch, there's a pretty good size gap, probably a 1/4 inch gap on each side, at least a 1/4 on top, and a good 1/2 to 3/4 inch all the way around the bottom. So this thing is not sealed. Another thing I don't care for are the locks. The barrel locks are fine, but there's 3 different keyed locks on this whole setup. One thing I've noticed on locking the base toolbox is if you don't turn this just right, some of these drawers at times don't lock all the way. See, these are locked, these are not. Again, I do like the light in here. It's nice. It's a little bit dim. I wish it was a little brighter. They say it's 700 lumens and it has a warmer tone to it. So I purchased this Husky Hutch and Workbench combo with 2 side cabinets with my own money. Neither Home Depot or Husky is sponsoring this video. Now let's talk about the elephant in the workshop, the cost of this thing. I could have built this, probably come well under what this thing actually cost. But I wouldn't have this exact setup, and I like the look of it, and I like the fit and finish of it, I like the strength of it. I just wanted this setup. Now, the cost of this, everything included, was about $2,400, just a little over that, and then I got a $173 refund for the trouble I had with shipping. You could get by with just doing the hutch with 1 side cabinet, and then it would be about $1,700 free shipped, plus whatever taxes are where you're at. So you could actually get this a little cheaper without adding the side cabinet. One thing that did cost me extra was $100 extra shipping on this piece, which I thought it was Home Depot had free shipping if it was over a certain amount, but I guess I was wrong. So I know that's going to be prohibitive to a lot of people adding something like this to their shop, but if you are able to and it's something you're looking for, then this is a really good setup in my opinion. I picked it, of course, and I'm happy with it. I guess this is the ultimate thing I'm trying to say. So unless you're looking for Snap-on or Matco quality, I think you'll be perfectly happy with something like this, especially in a garage workshop similar to what I'm working in. If you like this video, check out the video right there. If you click that box, you get a big old virtual fist pump. Also, another one of my favorite videos, go watch that one. I'm telling you, you'll like it.